Hello and welcome to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Ageless Wisdom channel, and in this space, we focus on the health and well-being of our aging loved ones. Today's topic is one that many of us hesitate to think about, but is so important. Understanding the signs that may indicate that our elderly loved ones are entering their final stage of life. Many people assume that death and old age happen suddenly, but the reality is that the body often gives subtle warnings months, sometimes even a year, before life reaches its final stage. The problem is, most people miss these signs because they seem small at first. Only later, looking back, do families realize the clues were there all along. But by then, it's often too late to make preparations or to fully appreciate the remaining moments we have with them. In today's video, we'll be talking about 5 key signs that often appear in the year leading up to an elderly person's passing. Some of them might be things you've noticed, but brushed off as just signs of aging. Others might be changes that seem minor, but actually signal the body's gradual decline. Recognizing these signs early gives us the opportunity to provide better care, cherish meaningful moments, and ensure that our loved one's final stage of life is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. So before we dive into the details, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to create meaningful content to inform and inspire families like yours. Let's get started. Number 1. Significant weight loss. Unintentional weight loss is often one of the earliest and most concerning signs that a person may be nearing the final stage of their life. Initially, this change can be subtle and easy to overlook. Maybe you notice that your loved one's clothes are looser, their belt needs tightening, or they're no longer finishing meals as they once did. These signs may seem like a normal part of aging, but they can signal something much more serious. When someone begins to lose weight without trying, it often indicates that the body is no longer functioning as it should. The digestive system begins to slow down, which affects the absorption of nutrients. This can lead to muscle wasting and a decrease in strength, which is critical for mobility and everyday activities. Moreover, as the body's energy stores are depleted, the immune system becomes weaker, leaving the individual more vulnerable to infections. A weakened immune system also means that recovery from illnesses, even common colds, becomes more difficult and prolonged. In addition to the physical consequences of weight loss, appetite changes are another red flag. Many elderly individuals experience a decrease in appetite, and food may no longer bring them the same pleasure it once did. This is more than just disinterest in food. It's a physiological response to the body's decline. The brain no longer signals a need for food in the same way, leading to smaller meals, skipped meals, and ultimately a significant loss of nutrition. This is not merely an issue of diet. Even when families try to encourage their loved ones to eat more, offering their favorite foods or providing protein shakes, weight loss can persist. This should be viewed as the body's way of preparing for the inevitable decline. In these moments, it's essential to focus on comfort. Offering easy-to-eat foods and prioritizing hydration can go a long way in ensuring that the person remains as comfortable as possible. More than forcing them to eat large meals, it's important to ensure that their final months are filled with care and as much joy as possible. If you notice significant, unintentional weight loss despite attempts to encourage eating, it's time to consider that the body is signaling a deeper transition. Recognizing this can help you make thoughtful decisions about care, comfort, and remaining time. Number 2. Extreme fatigue and weakness. Extreme fatigue and weakness are profound signs that often appear in the year leading up to an elderly person's death. This kind of fatigue isn't simply feeling a bit tired after a busy day. It's a deep, persistent exhaustion that doesn't go away with rest. Even the most basic tasks, like getting out of bed, walking across a room, or dressing, can become monumental challenges. For elderly individuals nearing the end of their life, their body begins to conserve energy as organ functions slow down. Circulation weakens, and muscles receive less oxygen, making it difficult for them to perform the activities they once did. The body starts to prioritize vital functions, redirecting energy from physical movement to preservation of life. This leads to a noticeable drop in energy and an overall decrease in stamina. As this fatigue sets in, many elderly individuals may begin to sleep more. They may need longer naps during the day and have difficulty staying awake for extended periods. This can be particularly difficult to witness for family members, especially when they notice a loved one who was once active now unable to engage in the things they once enjoyed. There may even be sudden drops in energy, where the person seems fine one moment and completely drained the next. The emotional toll of this exhaustion is just as significant. Many elderly individuals who were once fiercely independent may begin to feel embarrassed or frustrated that they can't do what they used to. This leads to a sense of withdrawal and isolation. They may stop engaging with others, withdraw from social activities, or even stop participating in hobbies they once loved. This isolation only accelerates the decline, as they may feel disconnected from others, which leads to a cycle of emotional and physical deterioration. For families, it's crucial to understand that this isn't about laziness or stubbornness. It's a natural part of the body's process as it begins to slow down. The best thing you can do is to recognize and respect the person's limitations. Allow them to rest when needed, and support them without trying to push them to do more than they are physically capable of. Making their remaining time as comfortable as possible should be the primary focus. Number 3, cognitive confusion or withdrawal. Cognitive decline is one of the most emotionally challenging aspects of the final stage of life. You may start to notice subtle signs of cognitive confusion or withdrawal in your loved one. This could manifest as forgetfulness, difficulty following conversations, or becoming disoriented in familiar places. They might start repeating themselves, forgetting names, or losing track of time. These signs of cognitive decline can occur months or even a year before death, and while they may initially seem like ordinary forgetfulness, they indicate deeper changes happening within the brain. The brain, like all other organs, requires a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. As circulation slows and the body begins to shut down, the brain receives less oxygen, leading to a gradual decline in cognitive function. As this happens, individuals may become easily confused, struggle to make decisions, or lose the ability to recognize people and places they've known for years. Another change that often accompanies cognitive decline is emotional withdrawal. Seniors who were once highly social and engaged may lose interest in conversations, withdraw from social interactions, or spend long periods of time sitting in silence. It's important to understand that this withdrawal is not a sign that they no longer care about their loved ones. It's simply the result of the brain no longer processing emotions and interactions in the same way. Conversations become tiring, and socializing requires more energy than they can muster. This emotional withdrawal can be particularly heartbreaking for families. Watching a loved one lose touch with reality or pull away emotionally can feel like a slow goodbye. However, it's essential to recognize that this isn't something the person can control. Instead of trying to force them to engage or snap out of it, the best approach is to meet them where they are. Speak gently, offer reassurance, and create a peaceful and safe environment where they feel supported, loved, and secure. If you notice increased forgetfulness, confusion, or emotional withdrawal in a loved one, don't ignore it. These changes are often signs that the body and mind are preparing for the final stages of life. This is a time to be patient, supportive, and compassionate, creating an environment that fosters safety and peace. Number 4, frequent infections and slow healing. As the body begins to wind down in the final stages of life, one of the most noticeable and telling physical signs is the weakening of the immune system. It's common to notice that someone who rarely fell ill before may suddenly seem more susceptible to infections. What used to be minor illnesses, such as colds or the occasional cough, can now take much longer to recover from, and even simple wounds or scratches may heal at a slower rate than they used to. This increased susceptibility to infection is often a result of the body's declining ability to defend itself. Chronic illnesses such as pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, and even skin infections become more frequent as the immune system weakens. This decline in immune function can be incredibly frustrating for families who watch their loved ones battle illness after illness. However, it's important to understand that these recurring infections are not simply isolated occurrences. They are often part of the body's natural process as it moves toward the final stages of life. One of the most concerning aspects of this process is the body's inability to repair itself effectively. As circulation slows and the body no longer has the same vitality it once did, even minor wounds take longer to heal. Small cuts, bruises, or scrapes that would have healed quickly in the past may remain open for longer periods or even become infected. Even more troubling is that traditional treatments, such as antibiotics, may not be as effective as they once were. What used to work well to treat infections may now seem less potent, and recovery from illnesses becomes a longer, more difficult process. Families may find that their loved one is being prescribed stronger medications, requiring multiple rounds of antibiotics, or even seeing little improvement despite these efforts. While this can be heartbreaking to witness, it's essential to shift the focus away from curing the illness and instead focus on comfort and providing relief. It may not be realistic to expect a full recovery from every illness, but providing warmth, hydration, and minimizing stress on the body can make a significant difference in your loved one's quality of life. Simple steps, such as offering small sips of water to stay hydrated or applying a warm compress to soothe discomfort, can go a long way in ensuring that the person feels cared for and at ease during this time. If you notice that infections are occurring more frequently, or if wounds and illnesses are taking longer to heal, this may be a sign that the body is no longer able to protect itself the way it once did. In these moments, it's important to focus on providing comfort and support rather than on trying to fix every problem. Number 5. Major changes in breathing and circulation. Cognitive decline is one of the most emotionally challenging significant changes in how the body functions. You may start to notice subtle signs of cognitive confusion as the heart weakens and circulation slows. This could manifest the body's ability to distribute oxygen, difficulty following conversations begins to diminish, or becoming one of the most visible and often alarming signs of this process. They might start repeating themselves, noticeable changes, names and breathing patterns, losing track of time. These signs of cognitive decline can occur months, breathing even a year before death. Their breaths may initially shallower or faster, and at times they indicate deeper changes happening within the brain. In some cases, breathing might seem labored, with deep requires a rapid breath followed by long pauses and nutrients to function properly. Known as Shane's as circulation slows and the body begins the final stages of life. The brain receives less oxygen, though leading to a gradual decline is a natural part of the body's process as it happens, slowing down. Individuals may become easily conserving its energy, struggle to organs that are most vital for sustaining life, or lose the ability to recognize people and places they've take priority over other less essential Another change systems. That often accompanies another sign of this decline is a change emotional withdrawal. As blood flow once highly social, vital engaged may lose circulation to the extremities, such as the hands, social interactions, even the nose and ears, or spend long periods of time sitting in silence. You may notice that these areas it's important to understand that this withdrawal is not a sign or model they no longer care about reduced circulation is often it's simply the result of the brain no longer processing its final transition and interactions. While these changes can be alarming and emotional, conversations become tiring. And it's important to remember more that these are natural signs of the body this emotional withdrawal, rather than trying to reverse these changes for families, which may not watching be possible. A loved one lose touch with reality. Focus should be on providing comfort and ensuring that the person's at ease during this time. It's essential to recognize that this isn't something the person might use a humidifier instead of trying to force them to help loosen mucus, snap and make it easier for your loved one to breathe. The best approach is to meet them where they are. Some people may find relief from shortness of breath when they're offered reassurance or create a peaceful and safe environment where they can help open the chest and make breathing less labored. If you notice offering small sips of water or also help ease the loved one, don't especially if they're having these changes are often signs that the body and mind are preparing the goal should not be the stages of life. Breathing issues. This is rather to help the patient feel as comfortable as possible, creating an environment that fosters safety and allow them to rest in whatever position feels most frequent infections and changes in breathing patterns as the body begins to wind down in final stages of life. That the body is the most noticeable and telling physical signs. While these changes can be the immune system. It's common to notice that someone who rarely felt ill before may suddenly and reassurance are the most valuable things you can offer during this time. What used to be minor illnesses, as we've discussed today, these 5 signs can now take much longer to recover extreme from. Fatigue and even simple wounds or scratches may heal at a slower rate in breathing and circulation. This increased susceptibility to infection leading up to an elderly often result of the body's declining ability to face these signs, defend itself. But recognizing chronic illnesses such as pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, and make the remaining time even skin infections become more frequent. If you found today's video helpful, weakens. Please like this decline and comment below with your thoughts. Can be incredibly your support helps us families who watch their loved ones battle illness and after illness. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and it's tips. Important to understand that thank you for joining infections are not we look forward to seeing you in the next video. They are often part of the body's natural process as it moves toward the final stages of life. One of the most concerning aspects of this process is the body's inability to repair itself effectively. As circulation slows and the body no longer has the same vitality it once did, even minor wounds take longer to heal. Small cuts, bruises, or scrapes that would have healed quickly in the past may remain open for longer periods or even become infected. Even more troubling is that traditional treatments, such as antibiotics, may not be as effective as they once were. What used to work well to treat infections may now seem less potent, and recovery from illnesses becomes a longer, more difficult process. Families may find that their loved one is being prescribed stronger medications, requiring multiple rounds of antibiotics, or even seeing little improvement despite these efforts. While this can be heartbreaking to witness, it's essential to shift the focus away from curing the illness and instead focus on comfort and providing relief. It may not be realistic to expect a full recovery from every illness, but providing warmth, hydration, and minimizing stress on the body can make a significant difference in your loved one's quality of life. Simple steps, such as offering small sips of water to stay hydrated or applying a warm compress to soothe discomfort, can go a long way in ensuring that the person feels cared for and at ease during this time. If you notice that infections are occurring more frequently, or if wounds and illnesses are taking longer to heal. This may be a sign that the body is no longer able to protect itself the way it once did. In these moments, it's important to focus on providing comfort and support rather than on trying to fix every problem.